My words of encouragement for all the staff, employees of our school district would be to believe in our generation. I know it may take some time, and I know we may be a little bit wacky right now, but our generation will eventually be there. We'll be like you, in a way.
If I had to say anything to the teachers right now as we're starting the school year, I would say thank you, because the things that they have to go through to be there for their students and be a teacher is just incredible. So thank you.
Thank you guys for all the support and the love that you give us. We've been through a lot these past few years, and I hope we start and finish the school year strong.
I like how my teachers make me feel, because they make me feel safe at school, and they make other people feel safe and loved, like people in my class, and they make me feel loved too.
To all the employees out there in Albany School District, I really thank you guys for everything you've done. You guys really impact our lives more than you think. We do not see you as employees or just workers. We see you guys as our friends and family, and we really thank you for everything you've done. You guys mean so much to us, more than you think, and yeah.
To all those principals and teachers and hall monitors and nurses, everybody out there, keep trying. You're all doing great, and don't forget to lead with kindness.
Welcome to the 22-23 school year. We are so very excited and ready to welcome back our scholars and their families. Our district has been consistent in maintaining its core values as aligned with our guiding principles, which are our vision, mission, and goals. We would also like to extend thanks to our Board of Education, because they have been consistent in believing in the possibilities of all of our scholars all of the time. Our Board of Education members are President Vicki Smith, Vice President Ann Savage, Secretary Dr. Sridhar Shatur, Member Hassan Al-Minyawe, Member Ellen Krejci, Member Damaris Mann, and Member Tabitha Wilson. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Board President, Vicki Smith.
Welcome to the start of the 2022-23 school year. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'm so excited to have this opportunity to greet you as you return from your summer activities, and to wish you well as you prepare to serve our students, families, and community for another school year. I'm also honored to have the opportunity to serve as your Board of Education President for the upcoming school year. I and all of my colleagues have the highest level of respect and admiration for the work that each of you do every single day. It is a privilege to be a part of the City School District of Albany and to be part of the team. While we continue to live and work in the shadow of a worldwide pandemic, we are gradually returning to something that feels much closer to what we knew prior to March 2020. I am heartened by that, and I know you must be as well. The last 2.5 years have been a challenge for all of us, and most especially for our young people. We truly understand that our students' social, emotional well-being is essential to their success, and we're excited to engage in the implementation of the Yale University Emotional Intelligence Program, RULER, as it's known. It is a systemic approach for social emotional learning designed to infuse the principles of emotional intelligence for students at all grade levels. I want to thank you for your commitment and dedication to our students and families throughout these difficult times. My hope and my sincere wish for all of you is that we are able to continue the healing process together this school year. The board recognizes that an important element of that healing process is consistency and continuity. In working with Superintendent Adams and her leadership team this summer, We have chosen to remain focused on the same vision, mission, goals, and priorities that have guided your work, our work, in recent years, including our focus on equity. Our priorities for the 22-23 school year continue to be social, emotional, and mental health supports, educational technology, safety and security, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and air filtration, and accelerated learning and academic support. As you begin your work this week and as you continue throughout the school year, please know that the board is dedicated to supporting you. We are all in on our district-wide focus on equity, culturally responsive teaching and learning, and success for all of our students in partnership with our diverse community. Thank you for everything that you do to support our students and families. Have a wonderful school year.
Thank you, President Smith, for those motivational words of welcome. Your comments connect the work of the district to our overall vision, which is to be a district of excellence with caring relationships and engaging learning experiences that provide equitable opportunities for all students to reach their potential. We are connected to our collective mission, whereby we will work in partnership with our diverse community to engage every learner in a robust educational program designed to provide the knowledge and skills necessary for success. And finally, we set our sights focusing on our 5 essential goals: increased student achievement, delivery of quality instruction, building leadership capacity and accountability, empowering and engaging our families, and partnering with our diverse community. The work of coordinating all of these efforts for our success is the responsibility of our executive cabinet. We thank them for their unending commitment to ensuring that our district is aligned with its guiding principles. This work could not be done without the sheer dedication of the following individuals: Interim Assistant Superintendent for Business and Finance, Mr. John Yagelski, and the newly appointed Assistant Superintendent for Business and Finance, Mr. Joseph Karras. Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Instruction, Dr. Cecily Wilson-Turner. Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Instruction, Ms. Lori McKenna. Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Instruction, and Professional Development, Mrs. Karen Bechtel. Assistant Superintendent for Assessment, Accountability, and Technology Innovation, Mr. Kent Baker. Director of Communications and Operations, Mr. Ron Lesko. Human Resources Administrator, Mr. Matthew Petrin. And Director of Grants and Program Development, Mrs. Eileen Leffler. As we continue our equity journey, let us revisit the path that we have taken over time. In 2018, we developed a district-wide committee to review equity and engage our stakeholders in that process. Our stakeholders worked collaboratively to develop our district's first equity policy. In January of 2019, the Board of Education adopted our district's first equity policy. We began that fall by defining equity throughout the organization as a means to ensure that all students will receive what they need in order to be successful. In the fall of 2020, we actualized equity and looked at what evidence would be required to support our equity journey. From the fall of 2021 to the present, we have engaged in a process of operationalizing equity. This process of operationalizing equity is an ongoing process that is consistently evolving each year. We took the time to develop our equity metrics based on the various data points aligned with the district priorities, equity categories, indicators, and objectives. Our priorities have been embedded in our values and our organizational culture as we facilitate and manifest the ideals we have set forth. We have been deliberate in the allocation of our resources as we implement quality social and emotional mental health supports for our scholars and families, increased the access to educational technology in narrowing the digital divide, provide training to enhance our safety and security systems throughout our schools and offices, improved the HVAC systems in our buildings for enhanced air filtration and ventilation, and ensured accelerated learning opportunities to close the achievement gap and hear the voices of all of our scholars in the decision-making process. Now, as we move forward this school year, our efforts will focus on synthesizing the work from our past to guide our steps into the future. With that in mind, our theme for this year is Equity is Action. Ensuring equity is about systemic change. It is about choosing courage over comfort. There are three critical aspects as we move forward in operationalizing equity within our school district. These aspects include a laser focus on the factors that accelerate equity in our district, recognizing and addressing the factors which impede equity and breaking down those barriers, and finally, developing the habits of mind and practices which we will implement in order to ensure equity for all of our scholars. Equity requires action because equity is action. We have to be willing to look at equity through various lenses. We have to be willing to be vulnerable and not know all of the answers all of the time, but be brave enough to ask the questions that challenge us so that we can choose to be courageous and not settle in with our comforts. To paraphrase renowned author and educational consultant, Dr. Anthony Muhammad, the quest for equity is ongoing and cyclical. The quest for equity is an ever-changing journey. As we move forward in the 22-23 school year, remember all those who are tired, whose lives can't wait another moment for us to get comfortable with their inclusion. Think of all those who have fought, marched, voted, and died for a place in this great society. Then realize that we can be the door to finally opening that reality to so many. No institution is in a better position to deliver on the promise of equity than public schools. We must embrace equity in all of its forms. We must embrace that equity comes with responsibility. We must embrace that responsibility and be ruthless in our efforts to breathe life into every young person who is fortunate to be a scholar in our district. Equity is action. It is the subject of the conversation. It takes the place of numerous inequities. Equity is a state of being. Equity tells us how we do that work. It describes us. It is who we are. Equity is a connector. It helps us build relationships among us. Equity is the excitement and the energy that motivates us to live out our vision, our mission, and our goals on behalf of our students, our scholars, here in the City School District of Albany.
As a student, I get a lot of support in my classrooms from my teachers, my counselors, my guidance counselor, and they support me in ways of if I have a question, if I have any concerns, they will answer it right away. If I'm feeling down, then they will try to help me in their bestest way as possible. And that's why I like the staff at my school.
Having the teachers there makes me really feel safe, and it makes me happy knowing that they care about their job and care about the students. They push me and motivate me, and they end up making me a better person, helping me get better grades. It really just helps my future and stuff.
Well, over the past few years, I've kind of had to learn that asking for help isn't a bad thing. So definitely, if you come to a teacher or guidance counselor or a hall monitor, if you're in trouble or you need help with something, they will always be there to help you. And it's not supposed to be embarrassing to ask your teachers and staff for help, because that's what they're there for. It's like you have someone by your side that's always there for you, and you know you can rely on them and go to them whenever you feel like you need help with something.
One of the reasons I love Toast is that my teachers and sometimes classmates help me when I'm having trouble or feeling down, That's one of the reasons why I feel comfortable and safe in Toast.
I really appreciate how the teachers will pull you aside and give you pep talks and encourage you to build yourself as a person. Also, I really want to thank them for just really caring about us and not just sitting around being lazy or nothing. So I really thank you guys for that. They support us. They really help us with being on time to school and really encouraging us to do our work, to stay in class, also to just present ourselves as who we are. And also, they're not judgy or anything like that. They really show that they love their kids a lot.
Thank you for all the teachers that inspire me every year, and I'm so happy to see how I'm gonna turn out in 3rd grade this year.